No. Homework? Let's see. Give me a second. All right, what do we see here? This is our writing, yeah? Oh, where's the previous document? Actually, let me find out. We need the previous document as well. So for speaking, I need you to keep doing shadowing, yeah?
Yeah.
It's very important. I don't see that document. Where is that? The writing. Let me find it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is our homework, and you put it here. So you can work in the same document. You don't need to. I need a new one. How long did it take you to write that?
30 minutes.
So it should be like 10 to 15 because we already started. Yeah. So you can't really take that long because we basically started already, and we should take less. So here we have the body paragraphs, the introduction. How many paragraphs do we have in total?
4.
We'll look again.
The first one is introduction. The second paragraph will be overview.
But it says here, introduction paragraph includes A and B.
So it will be around 3.
Not around. Around is not exactly. So here we're talking about exactly how many?
3.
Exactly 3, right? Not like around. And that means you can still have it in a separate paragraph, but I need you to be attentive, because here I'm saying literally that it is one paragraph, but it's okay. You can have 4, as you can have the overview separately. So you just copy this, right? Already?
Yeah.
Now, how many words is this in total?
178.
Yes, 178. And it seems there's an imbalance in the paragraphs. You need to have balanced paragraphs in terms of word count. This is too small. Like, there's no point in having this paragraph here. Maybe you could just keep it as one paragraph then. Yeah. You could have just 2 paragraphs in total, like the introduction and the body. That's possible. Or you need to separate it in a smarter way. But all right. So we can copy this here to see it clearer. Yeah. Oh, so what do we have? In New York City had a guy with who came from Manhattan, all right? Accounting for, did you write it yourself or did you use help?
I write it by myself.
Again?
I write it by myself.
Wrote it.
I wrote it.
Wrote it by myself, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is very good. I like this. Accounting for of what?
Total in
Of what's missing?
uh, population.
Accounting for 76% of
Population.
the total.
Uh,
Just the and what else? For 76%. Mm-hmm. What else next? Can you read it for me?
According to other districts, 18,701 citizens belonged to them, with 24% in total.
According to again, you're missing the other districts, or you say the rest of the districts belonged to them. Okay, with 24% of the share. In total, okay, in total is a little overused and might be a little confusing here. By this year, the residents in New York, well, here you have, what is the subject and verb?
And not much.
No, subject and verb. Can you tell me? What are they here?
The subject is the city, the residents in New York City, and the verb is rose.
So the pure subject is residence, and the verb is
Rose.
rose, yeah? So we have actual residents rising or the number rose?
The number of residents in New York City rose.
So the number, the figure, right?
Yeah.
So the number
Um,
of residents
New York City
rose how? You can always
rose.
add an adverb, remember?
Rose significantly.
Rose significantly, okay. So you can add many verbs there, right? So remember, we need,
Adverb.
remember adverbs, adjectives. So every noun can what? Every noun can what? Have an adjective. Repeat.
Yeah. Every noun can add adjective.
It can have.
Have.
And
Every verbs
every verb
can have adverbs.
an adverb. Yeah. have an adverb. So what do you see here? For example, residence, what might it have? What can we add here?
Adjective. So
An adjective, yeah? How about this? What's this?
verb and need adverb.
Can we add an adverb here?
No.
So not exactly every verb, but most verbs, right? Most nouns. So inhabitants might also have an adjective. Came from, like directly could be an adverb here, right? And so on. Citizens belong. It's difficult to add an adverb here, but possible. What else? But mostly, things like movement and increase, decrease, you can easily add an adverb here. Expand, yeah? And instead of repeating New York City, you could say something like the metropolis, the bustling, or the growing metropolis, or something similar. So you can paraphrase these as well, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't really need this, as the data shows. This is irrelevant. It doesn't say anything. Not good. Like if you absolutely really need like 4 extra words, maybe, but in reality, it's not good. Yeah, because it's nothing, no information. Manhattan's population, you could say at the same time, maybe. That is much more relevant, because as the data shows, what does that even mean? Like, of course, the data shows that. It's meaningless. Manhattan's population increased.
Increase. I think I missed the figure.
Missed what? A preposition.
Yeah.
Missed what?
Adverb.
No. Do we say increased number or increased to or by? You need an like collocations, right? You open collocations, you type in what?
Increase.
Increase, and then what do you look for? Adjectives?
Oh.
What are you looking for?
Verb. Looking for.
Verb? Are you looking for a verb?
No, this we're looking for in.
I mean, this is already a verb. Yeah. So first of all, you need to, this is a noun. So this is wrong. Yeah. We need to find the verb itself. And then are you looking for an adverb?
No.
No. Verb? What are you looking for?
Preposition.
Is this the preposition?
I
This is
think
the section for prepositions, right? Is this what we're looking for or not?
we're looking for this.
Yes. So what do you like here?
Increase to, but I think it should be in not this increase from what to what, but
Why not? Isn't that exactly what you need here? Manhattan's population increased.
to.
And why not? Why don't you mention that? Let's see. Manhattan had 60. Have you mentioned that number already? You have mentioned it, right? You could say increased by 2 or something. Increased. You could just say 2 because you already have the original one here. Yeah. What do we put here again? What's better to put?
At the same time.
Better to write, yeah. And now we have representing 54%. This sounds unfinished. It sounds unfinished. Looks unfinished. You can also add, oh, what is it? Like, what does this number represent?
Residents.
residents, or you can add that instead here. You see, you've already had this here. Well, when was the last time you mentioned it here? Citizens? Then you didn't mention, that's okay. But you didn't mention again, that's not okay. So or you can add it after the number or after the percentage, representing 4%
Residents.
of the
Residents.
population. 54% residents? Doesn't make sense. Well, of the total number of residents, you can say, or of the population. How can we paraphrase population? So this is your job, right? When you finish writing, you need to
Find
you need to check what you are repeating. Yeah, check. Have you repeated some words a lot? Some simple words. You have population repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, right? Maybe it's possible to paraphrase it. Maybe not. If it's difficult, you can keep it. Selena,
yeah, because
because what? What are you talking about?
I think it's okay to for me to stay in my comfort zone. So I didn't want to take a risk to use new words. The
Good. Yes, well done. I like what you're saying. You're smart. Well done. But I mean, after you're done writing, this is a good research. So you can add this at the bottom, like after the essay, you can put it under, right? Like, okay, this could have been done like this. That could be, well, maybe, well, inhabitants, the total number of inhabitants, maybe populace is a good one. I like this one, populace. So of the populace, number of people, the rest doesn't fit here. More residents, there's not much, not much. You can use a different thesaurus. There's Macmillan thing, thesaurus. Let me see. They have a there are several thesauruses here. Merriam-Webster is a good one. Here we have Merriam-Webster. What are you looking for? What are you looking for?
population. Yes, population.
I mean, in your book. Okay, you're writing something. So we have thesaurus. Well, it's not here for some reason, population. Okay. You can try another one. Collins. Pretty much the same. Occupants maybe, but not strong. Anyway, so you can use several dictionaries, not just one. Meanwhile, the inhabitants from other districts are,
I think it shouldn't be passive voice.
so
It should be we need to delete the word as.
we need what? Delete? Remove?
Yeah,
Why?
I think they are the inhabitants. Inhabitants, they are not in passive voice. They're not in passive.
What are you talking about?
And
Shouldn't be, you mean? Inhabitants cannot be in passive. It's a noun. We're talking about, you're talking about verbs or what?
I mean, I don't know if the inhabitants they are in passive or not.
You cannot have a noun in a passive form. So what you're saying doesn't make sense. The passive voice applies to the verbs, not nouns. So a noun can never be in a passive voice. Passive voice here is are estimated, yeah? That
Yeah,
is a passive voice. So how can you make the noun inhabitants into a passive voice? Are inhabited? Make it into a verb or what?
I think it's
Passive voice is only for verbs, not nouns. So
so maybe I can fix this sentence.
why? What is wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it. Why would you need to fix it?
I don't know.
Is this in passive voice inhabitants?
Yes.
No, it's a noun. It cannot be in passive voice because it's only for verbs. Is inhabitants here a verb or a noun?
Now,
Can it be in passive voice?
no.
No. Is this a verb?
Yes.
Okay. Is it in passive voice right now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Understand? Some confusion there. It's okay. No problem. Don't feel bad. So what's the problem here?
Oh, wrong tense.
Yeah.
So we fix that into were.
Yes, exactly. Because it was in the past, the inhabitants from other district were estimated to account for. Are you how else can you say that? Let's think of an alternative.
Mhm. What's
Were estimated to account for. It seems like there's a bit too much of these like we have estimated and to account for. Those are different things, right? Do we combine them? Estimated to account for?
no?
I feel like you should just pick one, right?
Yeah.
Estimated to account for. Estimated or were estimated. Perhaps it's possible. It's just something a little bit unusual for me. Uh, well, okay. We can check it like this. We can copy this and put it into Google between the quotes. Do you see the quotes?
Yeah.
So when you use quotes like that, you can check the exact hit, like exact hits. Okay, so we have right here, ready? Well, this is a Vietnamese website. Let's find something non-Vietnamese, like find some, well, I'm not sure, something related to, well, here, Australian, right? So, for example, counterfeit whiskey is estimated to account for, okay, that's fine, right? People use that. Just making sure that it's okay. This is in the dictionary. So, when we are doubting something, you can go to Google and not even a dictionary, just type the exact phrase there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's fine. The only problem was this. We're estimated to account for. Actually, maybe it is because of were. Like something triggers um my senses here. We're estimated. Okay, so there's some sort of a study here. Okay, well, it seems fine. So there's like a lot of pages of this. Yeah, a lot of pages, right? Yeah, if you put something like for example, B, wrong grammar, right? Or something else, go, like go estimated to account for, it will not, you see, no results found. Yeah, because it's wrong grammar. So you can check like that with between quotes. Have you done that before?
I used to do it when I was in secondary school.
With quotes? Like this?
Not really. I just copy all the sentences, all the sentence, and then I search that. And then
I'm talking about quotes specifically. That's the difference. You put it between quotes, it searches only for that exactly.
so
The
I think
quotes.
I never did that before.
I
Never done that before.
we don't say I have, we just say I've. But sometimes, okay, I have if you want to emphasize. For emphasis, you can split it. But normally, I've never done that before.
I've never done that before.
Good, well done. Good English. So we're estimated to account for, okay, so this is fine overall. Meanwhile, I think we could repeat, like it's been a while until you, it's been a while since you have mentioned this year. So meanwhile, let's say, okay, maybe just one sentence. One sentence away? No, actually two, right? One, two. Yeah, you could add maybe, meanwhile, in the same year. Yeah, so you could add that or repeat the year again. We're estimated to come for overall. Rising to, okay, I like this in here and accounting, very good. Where did you learn that?
I don't know. I just when I wrote this essay, I just think and I
You have a
just
massive,
and wrote everything that wrote everything in my head.
massive problem with past tense. When you're talking about past tense, please use past tense because it sounds like bad, like five when you forget past simple. Everything in the past, you need to trigger like something in your head to remind you about this past tense. Because the examiner is not gonna like stop you or remind you, hey, use past tense, please. They're not gonna do that. So this is good. What else? Something else here. 46 overall. Okay. Here, according to the other districts. So this is a little bit unclear. Imagine you are the reader.
Mm.
Don't be shy to give up.
Well, as a Vietnamese, I think it's okay with that sentence,
What do you
but
mean as a Vietnamese? What does that mean?
like
As a Vietnamese person, as someone from Vietnam, I think
yeah,
that's okay. Repeat.
as a Vietnamese person, I
Just
think it's
as someone from Vietnam sounds better.
as a person who
Someone,
gave
as someone from Vietnam.
as someone from Vietnam, I think it's okay with that sentence.
Okay, it's okay with that sentence. That's wrong English. Again,
As someone from Vietnam, I think
I see no problem with this.
this I see no problem with this.
Good. But
But
as someone from the UK, you do see a problem with this.
uh, as someone who from UK, you do see a
As someone of what?
but as someone from UK,
From
the UK.
but you're not from the UK, so you cannot say that. But you can say,
Mm,
but if someone from the UK were to look at it, they would.
But if someone from the UK, they would
Were to look at it,
I think they would see problem with this.
you're not listening. Right? The key here is perhaps see something wrong with it. Can you read, say it?
If someone from the UK were to look at it, they would perhaps.
Jade.
Sorry,
Do you see wood here?
I don't know how to spell that. I
You're
don't know how
not
to speak.
you don't know
I
right, so it's no spelling here. I don't know how to say that
I
or speak.
I do not know how to say that. I always say the whole word.
They'd.
They. If someone from the UK were to look at it, they'd perhaps see something wrong with it.
See something wrong with it?
With it.
See something wrong with it?
See something wrong with it.
Yes, intonation, you know that? Magical word intonation.
Um,
Perhaps you're right. But I'm just saying, just asking you to look at it as a reader, just as the reader of your essay. The point is, imagine someone who cannot see this diagram. Like the other districts, like they don't really do anything here. We have, according to the data from, yeah, to the data collected from, information collected, like some sort of someone saw something, right? So that's what's important, like not just according to the other. The districts perhaps didn't say anything, didn't do anything themselves. So what do you mean according to them? It's nothing, right? There's nothing according to them. But we're talking about the data, right? But then again, this is similar to this in the end. So maybe you wanted to say something else, not according, but like looking at the other districts. Yeah, much better, don't you think so? Or coming back to, or well, coming back to maybe not looking at looking at other districts, or concerning the other districts, regarding. That's probably much better. You know why?
no repetition.
What?
No.
Reputation. Yeah?
Yeah.
No reputation.
No. Repeat, but it is.
Repetition.
Yeah. Repetition.
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 What repetition are you talking about? Where's looking? What repetition? What are you talking about?
I thought that you. I thought that
So
you
the
are going.
reason is because look at, what is this?
A phrasal verb.
Phrasal verb, which is idiomatic, not good for writing. So idioms are great in IELTS speaking, but
They are bad.
not bad, just like not really suitable. Like you can use them. It's not a mistake, kind of like not really a mistake, but it's unwelcome. Yeah. Especially idioms, especially phrasal verbs are like a little bit more acceptable. Yeah, of course, like go up, you can still say go up, go down, right? The number goes up, but better not, because idiomatic means colloquial. Informal. So that's why usually it's best to, if you can, like idioms 100% avoid them. in task 1 and in task 2 as well? Or no? Writing.
I think we shouldn't use phrase verbs in task 1, but maybe we can
I'm
use it.
talking about idioms, right? Not phrasal verbs right now. Those are different things. Idiomatic and idiom, those are different things, right? Phrasal verbs are idiomatic, but they're not idioms.
I
You know
think
the difference?
both. We shouldn't use idioms in both tasks because I never done.
I've
I'd never done that before.
I'd or I've?
I've
Okay.
I've
You've never,
never.
it's not a good argument. I've never done this before. No, we're talking about what's expected. Just because you haven't done that, that's not a good reason. But okay, you're right. We don't need to, you shouldn't use idioms in writing task 1 and task 2. Yeah. And phrasal verbs, maybe sometimes you can use them in task 1, better not in task 2 at all. But in task 1, if you can, also replace. So for example, first I thought of look at, but then I remembered regarding, like instantly almost, and I'm thinking, okay, it's better to switch to regarding because it is more formal, right? So what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, you can say. I get it. So what do we say here? How do you change it again, the full thing?
Regarding other districts.
The
Yeah, regarding the other districts.
You can paraphrase into boroughs, yeah? But okay, that's fine. And here we have a mini paragraph, yeah? In like it just looks like what you are doing is you're just describing them um, by year, and you just need 3 paragraphs then okay, just do it like this then. This is smarter then why do you need 2 paragraphs? Like you need to be smart about, like, what did I write here?
Think about how to split the information
Yeah.
into
Let's
2.
add something in a clever way. Yeah. So like what can we do? Uh, it looks to me that it's better to split it like this. So you have New York, like everything, and then you have Manhattan versus the other districts. Maybe you have Manhattan in the first paragraph and the other districts in the second, maybe. And you can compare them in each paragraph. You can compare them to,
New York City.
yeah. So like that, you don't have to go by year, the paragraphs, right? You can do it another way, like this, for example. Okay, and the task is to compare as well, remember? So what do you need to do in task 1? Sum up obvious stuff and so what do you need to do in task 1?
Some sum up obvious some obvious information
Sum up the
and
obvious, you can just say. Okay.
compare something to something.
If you don't compare something with something, you fail task 1. Just talking about the obvious information is not good enough. And task 1 is also about Every little detail described. Yes? Right?
Yeah.
Task 1 is about what? Again, can you repeat?
Task 1 is about every little details. Details.
Detail. Every detail, no details.
Details.
Every detail, no S.
Every detail.
You only have 20 minutes, yeah? And you have sometimes a complicated chart. Do you have time to talk about every detail? To write
No.
about it? So you need to think before you answer, yeah? Maybe I'm telling you something wrong. So is it
No.
about writing about every detail or summing up only the main obvious information?
Some of the obvious information.
So no detail. We don't need every detail, right? If you write about everything, you fail too. So it's kind of like you need to be in between, right? So sum up the main things, but forget about the details. Like don't not forget, like just don't worry about them. Okay, if you mention them like naturally, that's okay. But if you see yourself talking about every single number, every single like you need to recognize what? You can help me finish it because I'm typing slowly so you can guess.
Recognize patterns.
Yeah, so you understand this or no? So this is the test. Task 1 is about recognizing patterns. So that's your goal in task 1, yeah? So not because you have 20 minutes, you have 0 minutes actually. So you just start the test and it's done immediately, already over. So you have no time. So the only thing you can do is to talk about, is to see the patterns or what's happening here. In quick, tell me, what do you see?
In New York City, in total, the residents grow up from thousands to millions, and in specific,
Specifically?
in specific, uh,
No, what are you saying again?
in total, the residents the residents grow up from thousands to
Residents
millions.
grew up, that means the residents are children and they grew up into adults.
The number of residents rose from thousands to millions, and in specific.
What?
In specific.
No, you cannot say that. That's wrong English.
And specifically.
Or you can say to be specific.
To be specific, we compare Manhattan and the other districts, and it is clearly see.
What?
It is clear to see that.
No, not to. It is. Well, we write it is. We say it's clear that. Oh.
Because I always write it's clear to see.
No, that's a mistake.
My old task.
In what task?
My old task 1.
Essays. In not task. You're not writing tasks. You're writing essays, right? Answers. Okay.
In my old essays, and most
I wouldn't even say old, just past. Yeah, that's different. Old makes me think like 20 years back or something. Like past, in the past, we say in English. Yeah. In Vietnamese, you probably say the word cool, right? Old. Yeah. So, but that's like in English, we don't say that word for this situation. It would be past. Okay. In my past essays, I used to write this. Now continue. It's
clear that Manhattan has Manhattan's population.
The Manhattan's population. Where's the? You're missing the article the.
The Manhattan's population declined.
Sharply, yeah. Well, actually,
They increased, but then
decline.
declined.
Okay, yeah, a little. Well, not really a little, but yeah, yeah it's the rose, like, but I wanted to say magnificently, but significantly, and then declined. Not significantly, just I would say it's declined gradually or something. Declined. Yeah. Okay. What else?
Meanwhile, the other districts.
Meanwhile, where's the L?
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the other districts. Um, the the other districts' population increased
Let's say
dramatically.
populations because they are not sharing the same population, right?
Uh,
So it's four different populations. Yeah.
the other districts' inhabitants
Populations, okay. Inhabitants is fine.
inhabitants increased
Again, you have inhabitants growing into giants, right? So the inhabitants were normal people, but then they became big people, right? They rose in size, increased in size, right? Or did the number increase, not the
and
inhabitants themselves?
the number.
A
Uh,
big difference,
it,
yeah?
yeah. Meanwhile, the number of inhabitants in the other districts increased dramatically from thousands to millions.
Millions. You don't even need to say inhabitants. You just say the number. Meanwhile, the number in the other districts increased, right? Because you are always talking about the same thing. You can omit it, omit, remove the word inhabitants. If you repeat it too many times or you don't know how to paraphrase that specific noun, you can just remove it. All right. Well, yeah, seeing patterns, but again, well, all right. I think here you don't really have that much to work with, so you can add details. That's fine. So my biggest question for you is whether you have, like, let's see, have you compared things or not? Yeah, that's the biggest question now. Let's check. Let's take a look at every paragraph. So have you compared anything here?
Not yet.
What do you mean not yet? Are you still writing?
No,
No yet here, just no, I didn't.
no, I didn't.
Um, well, I guess you are kind of comparing the total with the like the number within it, maybe. Yeah. So kind of this width, it does compare a little bit. So that's why going by year might not be the best, right? Because you chose to separate by year, which is just relaying the information. You're not comparing anything. What about here? Anything? Let's check. So just rows to this. Like you can actually combine these two sentences. They're kind of short. You can combine them into one. Yeah, make a complex sentence. Would be nice. Because when you see a sentence like this, it's just a short, kind of sad, a little bit because it's like simple, no comparisons here. Some mistakes I see. So barely like band six, barely, yeah. But if you want to go beyond that, you just combine them into one and add some comparisons. Yeah. But meanwhile, it is a comparison word, right? So this was comparison. We could check what is interesting here that we can combine, compare. Like one interesting thing I noticed is that, for example, the figure for Manhattan, the year 2000, you see, what is it? 1.5 million, yeah?
Yeah, but
And is similar to the figure in the year 1900, right? 1900, that's the year. Those two figures are similar, yeah?
mm,
So maybe you can compare them. You see 1.5 million in both situations, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You see it?
Yes,
So
I
we can
get it.
compare. We could compare somehow. Maybe we could say something like, so the figure for Manhattan in the year 2000 was almost identical to the, very close to the figure of the other districts combined in the year 1900. Yeah, maybe it could be interesting to note that. Anything else? Like from 24 to 46, that's almost double. Yeah, you see that? 24. So you can talk about that, right? The figure doubled there. The percentage, actually, not the figure, the rate. What else? Anything else interesting we have here? Have like 54 to 19. Well, not really have, maybe not. Uh, Look at the New York City, 1900, the year 2000. What happened to the figure? It almost doubled. Yeah, almost doubled. Here it's a group 4 times. Well, it's not really that much big of a comparison. Ideally we compare between different tables. Well, that's an the one interesting comparison for sure that you can make is the year 1900 for both. The percentage, you see, what is this? For 54 and
19.
no, 54 and
46.
so 54, 46. So that is like almost an equilibrium. Equilibrium means equal. They are almost equal. I mean, like half, right? Almost like half. So that's great to mention. Have you mentioned? So you have the 54 and 46. So you can maybe somehow like combine this. You can say that they they almost reached, both of them reached like equal share. So that's an interesting thing to say. See, those things, that's what you're going to get extra points for your writing. Yeah, those interesting comparisons, like noticing patterns, noticing interesting situations. Let me turn on the light. Okay. So I'm teaching you something high level stuff right now. Yeah, it's not easy to understand yet because you need to be able to use it yourself first. But okay. So you do have a bit of comparison. Could be more. Okay, now we have the total population rose to, and you need a comma here, I think. The total population of what? Because it could be of other districts or of New York. So what are you talking about?
New York City.
So you're missing that important information. Total population of what? So that's a fail. Though Manhattan's citizens, I think citizens of Manhattan sounds better. Manhattan's, but okay, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Manhattan citizens decline. Again, citizens decline like mentally, right? Mentally declined citizens. Yeah. What does this mean? Can you explain in English?
You mean that declined the IQ?
In other words? What does that mean in other words?
I mean is explain like you decline the citizens IQ, like
So in a simple words, what does that mean?
that is wrong.
What? No. I mean, what does this mean in simple words? Not stupid, right?
Yeah.
More stupid. Okay. I mean, that's what you're saying here. So better to talk about the number, yeah, not the citizens themselves. You can have like double possessive, right? You know what I mean? Manhattan's citizens number decline. Well, it's not the best, but it's a little awkward, but it's okay. You can keep it. And what else? To accounting for. Okay, you're repeating here already. Accounting, but it's okay. You can keep it like it's all right. How else can you say it though?
Actually, I had searched this word on the internet, but then it showed something pretty weird. So I just used the word accounting for, like maybe to be safe.
Like, I only say
Like I don't want to take risk in
risks,
you take
risks,
risk
risks,
risk
risks,
risk
risks.
in using new words. So I just repeat the word accounting for again and again.
Well, you see, you know the problem. We'll research it deeper. Yeah, so just don't give up. You gave up too early last time.
Yeah,
Something to research. It takes 5 minutes, especially now you have your best friend ChatGPT with you. Yeah, is it your best friend yet or not?
No, because
No, I'm joking. It's a joke.
yeah, but because my friend she told me that using the AI will harm the environment. So now I do not
Hans.
harms the environment. So I do not use it anymore.
How does it hurt the environment?
I don't know because
You don't even know. So before you take action,
because
you should research it. No, like understand what's actually happening. Maybe your friend was wrong.
I mean everyone told that, so
Told or says.
everyone said that. They say that using AI will harm the environment and they encourage everyone not to use it anymore. And
Okay, yeah, it makes sense, but right. Fair, right? So you could say make up, yeah, accounting. Well, actually, we put it after or. So, oops. Okay. So, account for or making up, let's say making up 90%, or we could say like making up 90%. But making up, that is what? It's a phrasal verb, yes? So not the best, it's constituting, you could say. What else? Comprising. Forming. Well, not the best. Amounting to, maybe. Okay, in contrast, the other, well, here you have comparison. Well done. Comparison, yeah. The other districts grew up again. No, this is definitely not. We don't say grew up, grew to, or went up, and not districts, but the numbers for them. Yeah, presenting. Okay, it's fine. I'm saying this okay. Mhm. You might want to, you can rewrite it, split the paragraphs differently with Manhattan and other districts. You can compare them. But okay, I think we'll move on to a different essay. Better. We have a model essay here for you. Have you seen it?
Yeah, but I decided not to look at it
You can
because
look at it. I put it here for you.
um when I did my homework, whenever I look at the answer, I will accidentally copy it.
You could do it like this. When you see a model answer, you have two options. You can read it and then use that knowledge without looking at it anymore. You can write your own essay, but limit yourself to 15 minutes in that case, not 20. Yeah, 15 or even 10, or like 12, maybe 13. And the other option is to, even better, is to write first, then analyze your essay, then look at the model answer and reanalyze your essay again. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Here we have the by Cambridge. So we have in also by years actually in a similar way. Yeah, did it had inhabitants. That's pretty simple. I like this. Are you on the phone?
No.
Okay, I just see you looking down. I thought maybe you're looking at the phone. Now you see we have a simpler thing here, a simpler verb had. Yeah, with record with something recording. See, this is what I mean. You can omit. You don't have to say inhabitants every time. Yeah, just recording something, recording that, which accounted for of the total. Yeah, the remaining districts together. So, looks at looks like your own essay.
No, because I had already told you whenever
So you looked at it, and that's why it
yeah,
affected you.
yeah. So I decided when I read this model answer, I read the first sentence and then
Okay,
I
yes,
just
yeah.
turned it off
I see.
because
Yeah. So the remaining districts, so instead of the other together, this is interesting. Contained. Yeah. People. You never said that. People is a good paraphrase. Yeah, inhabitants. Because those are all people, obviously, presenting 24% by the city's population. This is a good one. What is this?
had passed
Perfect.
yeah.
Past perfect because it's by another year in the past. So you started here, then you have another year in the past. So there you can use past perfect. And city's population had climbed to this number. And Manhattan rose as a city to so here the keywords I would say equal to 54% or yeah rose to yeah I can say had climbed. This is great. This is extra points for you for sure. 2 points in the past. Whenever you see by here, you can almost always use past perfect. You can also put it here like and Manhattan had risen, but both are fine. Like it's optional. Past perfect is optional. Questions?
No.
Okay. In the same year, combined population. Yeah, this is what I mean. Yeah, in the same year, you could say the combined reached this. And it's actually good to mention this maybe again one more time, yeah, because it's not always clear. And the total population. What about you? What did you do? You put. Yeah, it feels like this is a good copy almost. But all right, increase further. This is a keyword. Further adverb. I mean keyword that you are missing that will increase your score. And whereas is a good one. Like at the same time, meanwhile, you can say whereas, same as meanwhile, or at the same time, whereas fell. And you see how it works at Manhattan, the city fell, so that's okay. to say. Just 19%. This is emphasis. This is great. Comparison. Just. Conversely, like on the other hand, but this is, on the other hand, is like an idiom. Conversely, is more formal. Yeah. Grew. Yeah, this is an interesting sentence. Can you read it for me?
From 1,900 to 2,000, Manhattan moved from 1,850 1,850,93 to 1,538,94. While the outer
Boroughs.
boroughs increased from 1,000,000,500.
It's okay. You need to read the numbers. Just keep them from something to something, and the city total rose. Yeah.
From something to something, and the city total rose from figure to figure.
Yeah, this is a little bit too much, so you don't always have to do this with numbers. Like what you did here is already good enough to like. You don't need to constantly write this from this to that. It's a bit too much. Yeah. In my opinion, but some of the words are great. All right, let's finish here. Your goal is like this then. I need you to pick one homework for writing. Find a task 2 essay, like official, that you haven't done yet, right? And set yourself a timer, 40 minutes. Type something like an answer in the Google document, and we'll check it, okay? That's all for writing. If you have extra time, you can do task 1 plus task 2 together. That would be the best, like 1 hour. Actually, your test is too soon. You can't have that. Yeah, you need to do both. Let's do it like this. Your homework is just 60 minutes to sit down, write down task 1, task 2 together within 1 hour. Do this as many times as you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think we'll take a break for TED holiday from now on, probably, yeah? Until the end of TED holiday. So in this time, the best thing for you to do is if you want to improve your English still at this time, do the shadowing, send the recordings or selfies in the chat, and 1 hour writing chunks them almost every day for you because you have the test very soon. You sit down in a room with nobody distracting you, just the task 1, task 2, 60 minutes. You have to stop, cut yourself off at that time. Just do it as many times. The more you do it, the higher your score will be on the 7th of March. So if you do it like 2 times, okay. You do 10 times, it's much better. Yeah. Right. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure working with you. As usual, send me the list of things you learned, please. And also you can add the homework there, what you understood. So I see you understood the homework. And that's it. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
All right. So thank you for coming then.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye. Have a great TED holiday.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.